Hello, everyone, and welcome to this YouTube video about everyone's favorite urban and rural pest, ants. Ants are remarkably common if you've been outside or even inside, in my case. You've probably seen an ant just generally around. Depending on the place you live, ants species can be drastically different. For example, um, I live in Wisconsin, and we have actually more species of ants than I thought we did. I looked it up. I'll put this in. I'll link this somewhere up here by my hand. There's a lot more species than I thought there were. There was like at least five, and I was actually shocked. Most of them are carpenter ants, which I had some in my apartment not even 6 months ago. So I was living the dream. But the real question is, you know, do ants do ants cause disease? Are they worse for us than we think, or are they just kind of mildly annoying little bugs? They're not technically bugs there, because the real bugs are Hemiptera. That's some invertebrate zoology knowledge for you. So before we get into any actual specifics, that's a great joke, we should probably determine what ants actually are and how they fit into the insect world. First and foremost, ants are of the family Formicidae. Formicidae. Yep. That's what I'm going with. And belong to the order Hymenoptera, suborder Apocrita. I'm going to put all these up here, by the way, because I can't say them and I can barely spell them, along with wasps and bees. So basically, not any biting or stinging insect, but most of them can bite or sting. Um, Hymenoptera is a very large order of species with over 150,000 living species in it, and if I remember correctly, about 2,000 that are extinct. Some of the ants are social, including ants, and ants live ants live in colonies. Depending on the species of ants, ant colonies can reach over a million members, between 1,000 and a million. And just right off the bat, right here, if there's ever an ant colony in my area that is that big, I think I will leave the country. I will go to the North Pole. I will live there forever. I will not talk to anyone. I'll just disappear. Just get me away from those ants. I'm not dealing with it, man. Ants are omnivores, so they eat a lot of different things. Insects, little I want to say they eat little like jelly things. I'll put this in the edit if they do or not. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I hope not. I'd probably cry. Uh, upon doing research, ants are only really majorly problems to humans if they're an invasive species. For example, the imported fire ant from South America is a major problem in the southeast United States. Um, these ants feed on the buds of corn, citrus, and soybeans, and their mounds and fields can be damaging to farm equipment. It can, if you have like a tire hitting a big mound of something, that can do damage to the tire, break some equipment. And important fire ants are notoriously very aggressive to disturbances to their colony, so that could be a risk to workers and also young animals. And also, just generally speaking, invasive species are get a big thumbs down from me. They're not good at all. They're kind of cringe, to be honest. And you know, we don't really have imported fire ants in Wisconsin, at least not to my knowledge. There's a map that, again, for like the fifth time, I'll probably put it in the edit. It'll be like up here somewhere, and it'll be awesome. But they're not really up here. Most of the pest species here are, at least I had to deal with carpenter ants. Carpenter ants specifically can break down soft wood in houses and can cause damage to walls. But the question I wanted to ask, because I'm a disease person. I like diseases and things that can vary. I like immunology and stuff like that. So the question is, do ants carry disease? And a study says yes. Yes. A 2019 study in Kuwait found that worker ants of Manorium, which is I believe it's a species of ants, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'll just put it like here. If I'm wrong, probably might be wrong. Who knows? Um, so the study found that these ants of this species carried the bacteria Shigella sonnei, which can cause diarrhea and lead to more bad things such as bacteremia when bacteria gets into your blood, which can be either not bad, as in it doesn't colonize and your immune system deals with it, or it can cause septic shock, which is significantly bad. If you don't know what septic shock is, it's basically when your immune system, in an attempt to get rid of whatever you're dealing with that's in your blood, lowers the not lowers, increases the permeability of your blood vessels, and fluids just start leaking everywhere. Because as it turns out, that's not good. Messing with the permeability of blood vessels is not good, to say the least. So that's one of them. Another bacteria they carry is Acinetobacter lewafi, which is most known as a common skin flora. So there's probably some on me right now, which is kind of concerning. However, it is considered an opportunistic pathogen, which means if it is able to get into your body, it won't harm you naturally, is what I'm saying. But if it gets into your body, if you have like a cut or it somehow gets into your mouth or nose somehow, it can lead to meningitis, pneumonia, and bacteremia again, which are all not very good things, especially meningitis. Bacterial meningitis is horrible. Another bacteria that this species of ants carry is Serratia marcescens, which is known more as a hospital-acquired infection. And we also work with that in microbio lab. So take a microbio, you can tell whoever's teaching the class that um, ants carry a bacteria that we use in lab. That's pretty cool. It actually is pretty cool. Uh, the Another bacteria they carry is Salmonella chloraceus. I'm gonna have to put that on the screen too. Awesome, which can cause septicemia, so septic shock again, and diarrhea in both pigs and humans. And it's also very drug resistant. And I rocked back and probably messed up the audio. That's unfortunate. I wish I had an audio equalizer. I don't. Uh, so yeah, drug resistance, pretty not good. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then also there's E. coli species. So very pathogenic stuff. Not pretty good. Not pretty good. Not very good. Very bad. So ants, at least this species of ants, are vectors of disease. I didn't find specifically if carpenter ants carry diseases. Um, I couldn't find specifically. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, just because of being if living close to humans, and especially with like skin flora. If the skin flora, when our skin dies and falls off, I wouldn't be surprised if they picked up some of that. But as long as you don't like just aren't eating ants by like the handful, you probably should be fine. I've spent what, 9 minutes now? My recording says 9 minutes, um, talking smack about ants and how bad they are and how they eat walls and how they might actually kill you. But ants do good things as well. You know, they help aerate the soil. They can help recycle nutrients as well. They eat insects and prevent different kinds of pests from being pests, despite partially being pests themselves. But it's fine. And they play a lower level part in the food chain. So they're not all bad. There's nuance here. Are ants good? No, probably not. I find them annoying, but they're not like they're not the worst. They still do things that help us generally. They're not like wasps. I hate wasps. That's how we're gonna end this. my dislike of wasps. So to whoever's watching this, because this is on YouTube. Nice. Uh, I hope you have an excellent day and don't eat ants. Please, if you learn anything, don't scoop ants into your mouth. I'm begging you, please.